It's a battle for the top spot in the Big West Conference as the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors play host to the top-ranked team in the land, the Beach of Long Beach State. And this is Game On, presented by the good news, of course, Hawaii getting that win against CSUN. The bad news is Christian Tetrisky, the leading offensive threat for the Rainbow Warriors, went down with an apparent ankle injury late in that match and is a game-time decision. At least that's our understanding. We got a chance. We talked to Charlie a couple of days ago to get an update on Christian. Hawaii's going to need it on that opposite position. It's going to be a Friday night showdown in Manoa. Number 4 Hawaii hosting number 1 Long Beach State. You heard earlier their case the strongest to the coach. When we come back, we'll break down the matchup. Welcome back to Manoa. First base on the line for the Big West Conference. Number 4 Hawaii hosting number 1 Long Beach State. Well, we always talk about the Big West Conference being the toughest conference in all the land, and rightfully so. You look at the top 10 right here. This is the top 10 of the 20 of the ABCA poll. 5 of the 6 teams in the Big West Conference currently sit in 5. You see UCSD and CSUN as well, and then the other 10, 11 through 20. You see the rest of the teams in the Big West, including UC Santa Barbara, who checks in at number 18. This was about the leaders for the Beach and Conference.
Well, there on the far left, we have Daniil Herstenovic. I'm sorry. He's hitting .325, stepped in for Sodiris Shabanis midway through the season, unfortunately. So,
all right, let's take a look at the season stat comparisons, or conference stat comparisons, and the numbers are unbelievable, both sitting at 5 and 1. You see those kills percent numbers. How about the hitting percentage? Even the Long Beach State with a little bit more service errors. Ryan, who leads the way for the Bows?
Well, you see here, Tetrisky, look at those numbers. 4.42 kills percent, hitting .351. That's what Hawaii will not have. They will not have that offensive power. So trying to help pick up the slack tonight will have to be Sakonoko there, hitting .284 and with 2.
Associate Coach Milan Sarkovic, head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
150 people are cheering for the other team. And for Hawaii, new lineup, step up. If Tetrisky cannot go, will the 2 freshmen, Wade and Kearney, be able to dig down deep and step up for a career performance?
This crowd is raring to go. It will be Long Beach State serving first. As you're alluding to, no Christian Tetrisky tonight for Hawaii. They are without the number 5 hitter in kills per set in the country, as the first swing by Kurt Neusterer misses wide, and so Long Beach State strikes first. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. In the rotation, in the starting lineup in place of Christian Tetrisky is freshman Finn Kearney, playing at the opposite position. Here's Adrian Rohr on the swing. It's dug up in the back row. So the set goes to Daniil Herstenovic. And Long Beach State gets the point as Herstenovic gets the touch. He is a 6'9" sophomore from Toronto, Canada. He is the oppo for Long Beach. Beach coming in 23-1 overall, just like Hawaii 5-1 in the Big West. Rainbow Warriors are 22-3 on the season. Rohr gets blocked back. Finn Kearney with the cover. Tread Rosenthal goes back row to Louis Sakonoko, but the set was a little off the mark, and now a little pitter-patter at the net. Sakonoko sets up Kearney. 3 blockers up. Hawaii keeps it off the floor, but only for a few moments, and Long Beach State has scored the first 3 points of this opening frame.
Had some pretty good passing. Just had some errant swings, really. Swinging into the net, and swinging into the block, and then swinging out of bounds. So they got a little discouraged. The person scoring against them is a Moanalua boy with a jump throw.
It is Darius McCraven, 6'5", senior middle. As you mentioned, out of Moanalua and Orange Coast College. As Tread Rosenthal tried to go over on 2, got blocked. Hawaii just trying to get off the schneid here. Moni Nikolov, the setter for Long Beach, taking a swing. It sort of danced on the net, so Hawaii goes to Adrian Rohr with the assist from Sakonoko and the French connection, able to combo for Hawaii's opening point.
Good high swing by Rohr that time. Going for the high hands. He had 3 blockers up. It was a tough one.
Long Beach State, the number 2 blocking team in all the land. behind USC. As the serve by Trent Rosenthal goes long. That is going to be such a key element tonight. As basic as it sounds, trying to apply pressure from the service line for Hawaii, because this guy for Long Beach State does that nightly.
Watch out for this. Really hit 80 miles an hour.
Moni Nikolov, the nation's leader in aces, with 82 on the year. It's passed over the net by Rohr. Nikolov goes middle, but a little off the mark. The paintbrush, and Hawaii will play it back. Rohr with two blockers up, plugs it through, kept alive on the beach side. Hrstanovic hits it long. Was there a touch? No touch. And Hawaii gets the point, and they get out of the Moni Nikolov service rotation. But we might have a challenge here. It looks like Alan Knight, head coach for Long Beach State, is going to challenge what was a no-touch call on the floor. And Mark Nakashima, the two line judges.
Houston, Texas, and I went to Volleyball High School for the last year in high school. And
That's a really close call.
It was Nooster and Kearney trying to oppose this swing by Daniil Hrstanovic.
I didn't see any fingers bend back, did you?
Hard to tell there. Of course, there are some other static camera angles that Dixon Chun will have at his disposal here. An early challenge. This atmosphere here in the arena tonight, CMAC. When it is packed like this, it is second to none. They announced that tonight and tomorrow's matches both sell out. So the first time since 1996 that Hawaii men's volleyball has sold out consecutive regular season matches. And you can feel it in here.
Yeah. And you know who was playing in 96? The great Yuval Katz. He was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, pretty good squad back then, that's for sure. All right, what's the call? They're going to call a touch. So Long Beach State wins the challenge. They get the point. And instead of 2 serving 4, it is 5 serving 1. And so, in fact, Hawaii does not get impatiently as a few extra moments are taken to wipe some perspiration off of the Terraflex.
National team setter for Bulgaria. He is big time.
Pass by Choi is a good one. Rosenthal goes outside. Kearney down the line and in. And that time. And so for the second time, Hawaii thinking at least momentarily that they have ended the Moni Nikolov service run. But Alan Knight and that Long Beach State bench, they were uproarious at the fact that they felt like that was an out ball. And so already a busy evening here for the R2 Dixon Chun.
I'll tell you what's going to happen here, Kanal. Just about 10,000 people are going to start saying, you know what, just let them play, and they'll get impatient. And it looks like looks like that's an out ball.
Yeah, I think I might be with you there. He had Moni Nikolov's right foot actually on the line, and it looked like the ball may have hit outside of his foot. And so if that's the case, if it didn't make contact with his foot, it would lead you to believe that that was maybe an out ball. But again, there's a little bit of traffic in the way of some of these angles.
It did look like it was outside his foot in the green.
A couple of challenges early here for Alan Knight. This is such a rivalry, such a heated rivalry. Dare we even say at times it has felt like a bitter rivalry, but it is only because these are the two programs that have helped to set the standard here in the last.
The Jimilero Shoji days.
Yeah.
Sort of set the tone. Now it's the Wade Knight days.
That's right. Charlie Wade in his 16th season, 314 wins. He's now 2 wins away from Mike Wilton's mark of 316, which would tie him as winningest head coach in Hawaii men's volleyball history. But both these coaches, despite the history between these two teams. Both these coaches have a tremendous amount of respect, and I think Alan Knight said it really well this week when we talked with him. He feels like Hawaii has pushed us to be better, and we hope that we have done the same for Charlie Wade in that program. Another challenge. They are 5 points better than Hawaii so far in this first set, and it is still Nikolov to serve. Took something off that time. Adrian Rohr with the first touch. Middle set, Neuster got blocked back. Sakonoko chases it down. Backside, Rohr over the double block and down. And so Adrian Rohr with his second kill. He has been so far the offense for Hawaii, and he is trying to bounce back a little bit from what was a somewhat subpar road trip to Northridge, where Hawaii got a split with the Matadors.
He was facing a big block there, 6'11" and 6'7", and he rose to the occasion.
You see his ace numbers, third on the team, 6'5" freshman from Lyon, France. Averaging just over 3 kills per set. Hawaii going to try to see if they can apply some service pressure. Pass there by the freshman libero Kellen Larson. Back set will be dug up there by Rosenthal. Here's Sakonoko off the block. Kearney goes cross court. Sakonoko again scrapes the fingertips. Nikolov, one hand back set, a little off the mark, little table tennis above the tape. Now back row, and the block is up by Kurt Neuster, as Alex Kondev got denied by number 8 in the middle.
Last weekend, when Kondev made his debut, 15 kills, only 1 error all night long as he led the Beach to victory. Tonight gets 1 error right there.
As Adrian Rohr, who has also experienced some struggles with consistency from the service line, sends that one out. Something that Charlie Wade told us they have been focusing on here this week, just trying to get out of his head a little bit back there.
And if Hawaii's going to have a chance tonight, you've really got to serve well from behind that line and pull Moni off the net.
Skylar Varga with the serve. Finn Kearney goes off the platform and out. And Finn Kearney, the effective replacement tonight in the starting lineup for Christian Tatrisky. Some big shoes to fill. He's able to come through with his first kill of the evening.
How do you replace the guy who's got averaging 4 kills a set and has been the team leader all year long in kills? And Finn says he's up to the challenge.
Kurt Neuster telling us before the match, he says, we can't expect Finn to have to carry that load. The rest of us need to be better to try to lift the absence of Christian Tatrisky, as that one is touched over by Hrstanovic. In his second year with Long Beach State, played just 9 matches last season, but now has found himself in a big-time, high-profile position at that opposite hitter. Overpass, and that is put down there by Alex Kondev. Now, you mentioned Kondev and what he did a couple of weeks ago against UC Irvine, effectively hitting in place of Sotiris Shapanis, one of the top hitters for Long Beach State. He has also been out here as of late. Back row, Rohr, and that one touched the floor. And so Adrian Rohr off to a solid start here, 3 kills on 6 swings.
What I find interesting so far is that Hawaii struggled with the 2 jump floaters, and not so much with Moni Nikolov.
Here's Finn Kearney, has been a serving specialist most of this season. Outside, it's Kondev, dug up by Aleu Choi. Rosenthal sets up Justin Taub, who goes off of the hands and out for the Hawaii point.
I thought Rosenthal was going to attack that one, but he was back row.
Both these setters have a tendency to feign the offensive attack. They will get offensive at times. Nikolov out of system, sets up Hrstanovic, sends it out, no touch. Hawaii gets the point. They're within 2 here in the first. They have scored 3 in a row.
You see Andy Reid there sitting on the bench. 28 years he's been on the Long Beach coaching staff.
Yeah, one of the great guys to talk to in all of college volleyball as Kearney goes along with it. And there's a good look at Andy Reid.
He actually took Alan Knight's place as head coach when Alan was doing the Olympic team in 2012.
So 10 serving 7. Hrštěnović with the serve. It is a nasty one. What a pass there by Choi, and then Sakonoko trying to go cross court, misses wide. So Louis Sakonoko, another guy who didn't really have his A game about him in Northridge. Now hitting negative on 4 attempts. Has the first touch there on that occasion, and over on 2 goes Rosenthal.
Great pass by Louis that time. It was Rosenthal's parents. Mike.
Yeah, Dad Mike, Mom Lindsay.
Mom Lindsay.
And it is 8 serving 11. Here's Louis, the 6'5" sophomore from Paris, France. Took a little something off. Good pass there by Kellen Larson. Hrštěnović on the D set, and that was wicked. Hrštěnović already with 4 kills here in this opening frame.
One thing Hawaii's got to really be careful of now is that Moni Nikolov is now in the front row. So any balls that are passed close to the net, he'll go up and hammer away.
I mean, he's averaging as a setter 1.6 kills per set. Here's the D set to Kearney. Popped straight up in the air by Larson. And it'll be a free ball coming over the net. Can Hawaii take advantage? Back row, Louis with a rocket.
Maybe his best big attack of the year right there. He saw the block up and he turns it back across his body, avoiding that block. You gotta remember, Long Beach State's block is good. You know, they're like #1 in the country, right?
Well, #2 behind USC, but yeah, right up there. Outside, that one tipped over by Skylar Varga, and Hawaii able to play it back to keep the point alive. Nikolov, look at that. Goes up with one hand, as you mentioned, in the front row. All of that stuff now comes into play, and he simply plops it down, no look, to the open spot.
It just adds a whole nother dimension to their offense. Part of the reason why his team is hitting 400 on the year. Nobody does that. That's
Easily tops in the nation. As Rohr rips it off of the Nikolov block and out. So Adrian Rohr with 4 kills. Yeah, 400 as a team for the season. I mean, that is absurd, C-Mac.
It's unheard of. Hawaii doing pretty well to hit 350.
There's Tread Rosenthal. He and Nikolov very much sort of represent the evolution of this setter position, wouldn't you say, with the size and skill set that they bring, as that back row set to Alex Kondev is blown up. Kondev, 6'7" freshman from Sofia, Bulgaria. That is a hot spot of volleyball talent, and both of these teams have been able to hit it up for some of their top weaponry.
There's actually 4 Bulgarians on Long Beach State's team.
What a pass there by Choi. Kearney over the block, got a touch. It was Kondev in the back row that it actually clipped off of. And so Finn Kearney with his 2nd kill, and Hawaii within 3 here, trying to stay in it in the first. Adrian Rohr with the serve. It's a good one. Pulls Nikolov off the net. He goes high and away. Hrštěnović off the block. There was Rosenthal. So Rohr sets up Kearney, and he touches it off of the hands. Oh, they're going to say that he didn't, and he missed the court wide. It was an immediate celebration by Hawaii. And it looks like Charlie Wade is going to challenge that there was, in fact, a touch there. So here we go, challenge number 3 already of the first set.
Could be a long night for Noah.
I think we were all prepared for that possibility.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see if we can see a touch here.
Oh. Yeah, that looks like a touch, no?
It's like he was pulling his hand down, away. Does it hit his hand before it goes up? Yeah, that looks like a change. The ball changed the direction right there. Definitely a touch.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, the celebration was in mass and immediate on the Hawaii side, so it seemed like you see Finn Kearney sort of reenacting it there, but it seemed as though the request for Charlie Wade. And there you see, it looks like a touch right there. The request for Charlie Wade to challenge it was pretty passionate.
Yeah. And one note about Kearney, one of the reasons he got the nod tonight, I think, was he brings a lot from behind the service line, number one. Number two, he's played a lot with Fred Rosenthal, his setter, in the international level.
Yeah, a lot of familiarity there. Kearney, the 6'5" freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. And as he has been transitioning to becoming more of an outside hitter, because he was primarily an opposite through all of those international matches. But as he has made that transition, he has developed into a guy that can be valuable in the passing game as well. So I think part of the reason why Charlie Wade goes Finn Kearney, Kainoa Wade, another option there at the opposite position. Again, Charlie Wade having to make some adjustments with the injury to Christian Tetrisky.
So we have an answer here from touch. You know, they should just come over and ask you, is there a touch or not?
Yeah.
Make this match move right along.
And there is a look at Christian Tetrisky, a good friend of Moni Nikolov. Of course, he hails from Sofia, Bulgaria as well. And I know that they were looking forward to this matchup. Most of his experience in volleyball has been on the same team as Moni Nikolov, so this has to be a bit surreal for him. And you know he wishes he was out there. Back set, and that one is off the block. Skylar Varga able to tool it, and Long Beach State gets the 15 first in the first. Beach by 3 here. Timeout. So 15-12 Long Beach State here in set number 1. It is a packed house. I mean, there are announced sellouts, and then there are sellouts where you can't even really see an open seat anywhere. This is a sellout here tonight. Out of the timeout, the overpass. Diving pancake save there by Rosenthal. Here's Kearney through the block. Dug up on one knee by Varga. He gets the set in the back row and is able to place it to the perfect spot to cause problems on the Hawaii defensive side. So Long Beach State up 4 here at this juncture.
Great pancake there by Rosenthal. And Varga, such a crafty player. Been around for quite a while, 6'7", red shirt.
And serves it out. Yeah, Varga from Minster, Saskatchewan, and a guy who has, as many of these pin hitters for Long Beach State have done in previous years, he has kind of moved back and forth from outside to opposite and now back to outside here this season.
Exactly. All-American is opposite last year. He may make All-American this year as a left-sider.
Yeah, Clark Godbold, one of the great players for Long Beach State in recent years. He did the same. Went outside to opposite, then back to outside, and really had a tremendous career for the Beach. But it is not anything new, really, for either of these programs, as that one is lit up by Alex Kondev. A true freshman. He is averaging 3.9 kills per set in his last 3 matches. So looked upon to step up in the absence of Sotiris Shapanis, and step up he has.
Is Shapanis going to lose his job? He's a 3-time All-American. He might lose his job.
He's Yogi Bainev, another Bulgarian, a sophomore with the serve. Backside, Kearney. And that one a little too hot to handle for Bainev. And Finn Kearney looking awfully comfy over there at that opposite spot, C-Mac.
He really does look comfortable. You know, remember, he played in the under-19s in the World Championships one time and got voted best opposite.
And how many times did those two connect, Rosenthal and Kearney? Nikolov goes middle, and it's Darius McCraven, averaging 1.26 kills per set, hitting .455. His ascension to becoming one of the staples in the middle position for Long Beach State. Really remarkable story.
It is a great story. Former Honolulu High School state basketball player, state volleyball player. 3 years at Orange Coast College, and he transfers to Long Beach State, and he's just having an amazing year this year. He's hitting like .450, I think. Or
.455 to be exact coming in. And here is Louis Sakanoko to serve. 15 serving 18. Hawaii hasn't really been able to get any closer than this throughout this first frame. And Sakanoko sends it out.
And there's a lot of pressure on Hawaii's jump servers to try to get points or get Moni Nikolov off the net. And so sometimes when they want to make a run, serving out, it takes a little bit of, it's deflationary.
Back row, Sakonoko plugs it through a triple block by the Beach. And Sakonoko able to record his second kill. And that's another thing that you lose when Christian Tatriski is not on the floor. You lose his ability to apply pressure from the service line. The team leader in aces here this season. Meanwhile, service sub right now for Hawaii, it's Kai Taylor. Into the twine. Long Beach State by 4 here in the first.
In general, when Charlie Wade puts a serving substitute in the game, they rarely miss. So Kai Taylor's run have been very, very steady. As is Finn Kearney when he's a serving substitute. Tonight, not so much.
Serving sub for Long Beach State is Nico Leitz, and he serves it out. So teams trading service errors, and now it's Tread Rosenthal. We'll try to see if he can serve Hawaii a little bit closer here. 17 serving 20. Side as well. These two underclassmen, mind you, hoping to change the game at the setter position. However, the service error once again handcuffing and hampering Hawaii's efforts here.
I think he was really trying hard to turn it to area 1 where Kellen Larson was. They're trying to serve the libero. Couldn't quite make it.
So here is Nikolov. 82 service aces on the season. Choi with the overpass, and it is put down by Skylar Varga. So Hawaii getting in position. They have handled a couple of times these Moni Nikolov rockets. But that time the overpass works just like an ace. Timeout Hawaii, Beach by 5. Drugs, we just mentioned this statistic moments ago. 82, that's the number of service aces this year for Moni Nikolov. Tops in the NCAA. How about 27 more than the guy in second place, who is Ilir Heno, who's one of the top servers and has been throughout his entire career.
He's a generational talent.
The 82 aces, already a single season record in the history of Long Beach State. And we've got a lot of volleyball remaining here this year. There's Adrian Rohr right down Dole Street. And Hawaii within 4. 5 kills, no errors here in this first frame for Adrian.
Nice set by Trev Rosenthal that time, giving his attacker a split block.
This is where Hawaii has hurt its own cause. 6 service errors. That one gets in. Neusterer able to keep it alive off the touch. Rosenthal gets it over the net. Middle set. That one is pulverized by Ben Braun. Showing some brawn. 6'11" junior from Rancho Mirage, California. Hitting .587 on the year.
For those who don't know, that means he keeps the ball in a lot. He rarely makes an error. Very steady.
Varga on the serve. Rohr the first touch. Rosenthal high and away to Sakonoko. Touches it deep. Punched up in the air by Nikolov, but they're going to say that there was a net violation against Long Beach State. Long Beach State players imploring Coach Alan Knipe to argue the call. He's having a discussion right now with Dixon Chun. Is it going to lead to a challenge? A fairly antagonistic relationship between Alan Knipe and the fans here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. I would imagine the similar dynamic when it's at the Pyramid and you got that crowd and Charlie Wade arguing a call, right?
Exactly, exactly. Knipe says, which one of our players net?
Oh, right there. Yeah, that was Ben Braun coming down. You could see it even from our net cam, which is at the other pin.
This should be a fairly quick decision here.
So Alan Knipe 2 for 2 in challenges. He challenges this one. at least by virtue of that initial replay angle by our net cam, I think it... And here's the call. And it is confirmed. So a lost challenge there for Alan Knight. Braun appears incredulous. And now Kainoa Wade has been put in to serve here in a high leverage situation. Charlie Wade always talks about good turns late. Can Hawaii do something from the service line here late in the first? Well, it's going to be Hrstanovic, who has been the top hitter in this first set for Long Beach State, coming through again for kill number 5. And it is aloha ball for the Beach here in the first.
Kill 5, he's hitting 500.
And you see the smattering of Long Beach faithful who made the trip. Braun with the float serve. Middle set, Justin Todd dropping the hammer. Well, no room for error now here in this first set, but you get the feeling that against this Long Beach State team, the margin for error in general is minuscule.
Absolutely.
Kearney to serve. That one pulls Nikolov off of the net. Goes high and away to set a little off the mark. Advantage Hawaii here. Rosenthal on the swing.
Rosenthal bringing some offense of his own. That was a tough swing. He's out like this 5 or 6 foot line. It was not on the net. That was a tough swing.
Second kill for Tread Rosenthal. Timeout. Long Beach State. Cal Poly, Shinsuke Sakaino with a 2-run homer in the 10th. That was the difference. And that one is hit off the block and down by Kondev on aloha ball. And so Long Beach State takes set 1, 25-21. The Beach hitting 464 in that first frame. Hawaii hitting 387. Set 2 on the other side. Light reel, and we're initially looking at Daniil Hrstanovic. He was the top hitter for Long Beach State in that first set. He had 5 kills, hit 500, C-Mac.
Canadian junior national team player. He's big, 6'7". He just bangs it. Moore also having a good first set. 5 kills, no errors in 8 swings. Hitting from the right and the left and inside. Some good connections going on between Rosenthal and Rohr.
So Long Beach State hit a little bit better than Hawaii in that first set. Both teams hitting for a pretty decent percentage. For Long Beach State, it was really decent, 464. 387 for the Rainbow Warriors. Where did you see that set tilting in the direction of Long Beach?
Well, I think that their offense got going quicker than Hawaii's did. Hawaii didn't pass well in the beginning. Got behind 6-1 early. They're just
another bit of the difference maker in that first frame. Again, the margin for error is so small when you're playing against a team like Long Beach State. And as we are discussing that statistical category, Fred Rosenthal sends it into the string.
It's his 3rd service error of the night.
And so here's Moni Nikolov. Talked about his ace numbers. He is believed to have delivered the fastest recorded serve in NCAA volleyball history, exceeding 80 miles an hour. That one, though, denied by the tape. And so the 2 setters, each with service errors to get us started in set 2.
Yeah, if you want to know the exact number, it was 84 miles an hour in competition. It's amazing.
That's ridiculous. There's Adrian Rohr on the serve. That one into the twine.
You know, one of the ways, you know, Long Beach has got such an amazing record this year. They're 72-6 in sets played this year. And one of the sets that, one of the matches they lost was when they lost. They hit out 22 times.
Yeah, that was the only loss this year for Long Beach State was UC Irvine. And that was interesting. That was one of the more eye-opening results because that was at the Pyramid. First night of that 2-match series. Long Beach would correct it with a sweep of their own at Irvine. But yeah, 22 service errors on night 1 as they got swept by the Anteaters as Louis Sakanoko hits it wide. And Hawaii asking for a challenge there. But this second set starting to look a lot like how the first set started.
A lot of challenges going on.
Impassioned plea with his players to try to pick things up in certain areas. But let's take a look here at the in-out call.
Hard to tell from that angle.
It is awfully close for sure, but
absolutely.
Yeah, not sure if there's enough there to overturn the call on the floor.
Ooh, that looks good.
That one does look like it clips a little bit of that line, huh?
Yeah, it does.
All right, so Dixon Chun, the hardest working man in the business right now, with another determination, and the call is in. So a successful challenge there by Hawaii. So of the 5 challenges, 4 of them have been successful. That's 4 overturned calls. So here's Kurt Neusterer. Down the line, good pass there by Kondev. Middle set, that is blown up. Then Braun just smashing that one. And it's 4 serving 2.
Kurt went a little easy on that serve. Wasn't his normal velocity. If you give Long Beach State a team that hits 400 on the year, if you give them an easy serve, it's game over.
Nikolov with the dig there. Hrstanovic from the opposite position. Diving save Rosenthal. But Hawaii unable to forge a return. You know, that replay that we saw on that Ben Braun swing, I think it kind of showed a little bit of the sleight of hand ability of Moni Nikolov. He sort of keeps his hands up there, and at the very last moment, he directs the ball, and it is so hard to read from a blocking schematic standpoint, right, C-Mac?
It's a nightmare for the middle blockers. Neusterer and Justin Todd.
Did Todd get a piece? No, a little paintbrush action, and he missed it wide. Yeah, if you could expand a little bit more on just how difficult it is to read Moni Nikolov in his style of setting.
Well, you know, the setters are trying to read which direction he's going to go so they can figure out which antenna they're going to run to. And when Nikolov holds his hands up high and just flicks the ball, it's really hard to tell which antenna he's setting to.
There's Kearney off the block and out. He had a solid double block on the other side. It was Kondev and McCraven. That's formidable for sure, but Finn Kearney wins the battle, and it's 3 serving 6. 5 kills here for Finn. Pass there by Varga. Nikolov going cross-court, Kondev. So Sofia, Bulgaria to Sofia, Bulgaria.
And 2 more Bulgarians on the bench.
That national team is going to be scary here in the upcoming years.
Yeah, Moni's brother Alex is already a steady member of that Bulgarian national team. Yeah. Playing 1 year at Long Beach and then choosing to go pro.
Yeah, the older brother of Moni Nikolov, who became the first Long Beach State player to, as a freshman, win National Player of the Year. He was just incredible. And then turned pro after year 1, and I don't think a lot of Hawaii fans were too upset about that decision. As from the back row, Skylar Varga off of a trampoline, able to rip into it.
We give Skylar Varga a lot of credit. Now he's hitting bigs and pipes out of the back row, and last year he was hitting D-balls. So he's really having to make a lot of adjustments.
Kondev, what a serve. Oh, that was wicked.
And Rohr is a very good passer. Maybe among Hawaii's best passers. And there it goes to his left. Tough to handle that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure there are too many guys who would be able to. Another laser there by Kondev. Outside, it's Rohr. Dug up by Hrstanovic. Bump set. Nikolov, the swing, goes off the high hands. Rosenthal back to Rohr. The set a little low, though. Now it's going to hover above the tape. We got a joust. And who wins the battle? They're going to give the point to Long Beach. Hawaii arguing that it went off of Long Beach and out. They're going to say that it was Hawaii last to touch it, and we're going to get a challenge here from Charlie Wade. Those are tricky, right?
They really are. It's a bang. It's like in baseball's version, it's a bang-bang call.
Yeah.
Really tough call.
Because both guys trying to basically do the same thing. The strategy is to scrape it off of the opposite hand. This was Rohr against Nikolov.
It's almost simultaneous.
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's almost simultaneous. Both hands sending that ball out of bounds. Wow. That's a really tough call. We haven't seen one like that this year at all. That's a really tough call.
That does provide at least a good look at the immense size of Moni Nikolov's hands.
That's right.
I mean, just like Tread Rosenthal on the other side. I mean, he's got some frying pan hands there at the center spot. Those are mitts. He's listed at 6'8". Look at him out there, and he kind of looks taller than that.
Yeah. And his wingspan has got to be 9 feet or something.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That might not be like the biggest exaggeration for real. No, this guy with those long arms, that frame, he is just an incredible athlete. And again, these two setters representing, I think, that evolution of the position. Alan Knight talking to us earlier this week, and he says, you know, I've had to change my methodology because usually the most physical, biggest, most physical guy walks into the gym on your team, and he's going to be your opposite hitter or something like that.
Yeah.
He says now that guy in this day and age, he could be a setter, and that's kind of what we see here on both sides of the net.
Guess who was at the CSUN match last week watching Tread Rosenthal? Karch Kirai, national team men's coach, looking for.
Let's see what the result is.
Call it simultaneous.
They're going to confirm the call. There was nothing that was conclusive enough to overturn the call. And I guess the other option could have been to determine that it was simultaneous and replay the point. And maybe that's what Charlie Wade is trying to argue. Long Beach State now building a problem. That one tried to get a little bit too precise with it, and he serves it into the net. His ace on that service run, the first ace in this match, which is maybe a bit of a surprise.
You got to remember that Moni's two serves were overpasses that turned into points. That's like getting an ace.
True. Nikolov going outside, and that is put down by Varga. Again, you're not really seeing much in the way of an established block on the Hawaii side, especially when Long Beach State is in system. And that time, a decent challenge by Rosenthal, but I mean, it's one-on-one everywhere. The serve by McCraven goes out.
That's why it's so important for Hawaii's serves to force Nikolov off the net beyond the 10-foot line at least. Maybe Tread can do it. He's had 3 misses tonight. Maybe he'll turn it around.
And he does. Right on cue.
Just saying.
Chris Stradamus strikes again. And the first opportunity for the ace cards to be busted out by the crowd. That was gnarly.
That was the same serve he was trying last time around, but missed it badly.
Again goes at the libero Larson. Back set goes to Hershtinovich, and right now he is unstoppable. 7 kills, just 1 hitting error. He's hitting 600.
Right back. At least Hawaii had 4 hands across that time because the setter was pulled off the net.
And Nikolov now the serve. Choi pops it straight up in the air. Sakanoko, high ball set. It's Rohr, and he is roofed. That was Ben Braun getting the gist of that, jumping up next to Skylar Varga, and the second most prolific block in the nation. Again, putting up the wall. 13-7 Beach, timeout Hawaii. Stat line, and we're looking at the two setters. Moni Nikolov, the freshman sensation for Long Beach State, 16 assists, a couple of kills, a couple of digs. Tread Rosenthal, the terrific sophomore for Hawaii, 14 assists, 2 kills, and 6 digs. He's actually leading everybody on the Terraflex in digs here so far.
They're each putting up pretty good stat lines, wouldn't you say?
And Long Beach State sitting pretty at the moment, up 13-7. Nikolov pulling the string. Outside set, it's Kearney. And Finn Kearney, who has become such a huge story here for Hawaii tonight, getting the start at opposite in place of the injured Christian Tetrisky. Swinging from the left side, the right side. Right now, it's all good. He's got 6 kills to lead Hawaii.
I'm going to give him a lot of credit. He had big shoes to fill. I'm trying to fill the shoes of Christian Tetrisky. But Finn has stepped up. There's Christian right there. Best friends with the high school with Moni Nikolov. They talk pretty much every day or every other day.
Pass there by Choi. Back row, and that's Adrian Rohr finding the sweet spot. So 6 kills to him. But this is a pretty significant hill to climb at the moment at this juncture of set 2 for Hawaii.
Hawaii hitting 200 this set. Guess what Long Beach is hitting? 800. Come on. Nobody does that.
8 kills, no errors on the beach side. Here is Kurt Neusterer. Down the line and in for an ace. So Kurt Neusterer, who just announced this week that he is going to participate in the senior night festivities tomorrow, despite having a year of eligibility remaining. He is going to enter the financial profession. Already works in that career field, but got a really, really good job. And he is going to do that now as he turns the page. Back row, it's Hrstanovic touching it off the Hawaii block. Good effort there on the Hawaii side of the net, but Long Beach State wins that rally. They get to 15 first in set 2, and they're up a handful. And you'd have to describe it as they are in control here right now in Manoa. Bridge on Spectrum Sports beginning at 6:30. Well, Long Beach State in control right now. They're hitting 750 here in set 2. And it is Georgi Bainev, another Bulgarian from behind the service line as the service sub, but he serves it long. And Hawaii down 4, definitely in any normal circumstance, that doesn't feel like an insurmountable lead by any stretch, but against this Long Beach State team, it feels like a much wider gap. Nikolov, back set goes to Hrstanovic, 2 hands it over, diving save by Kearney. And Sakonoko cross-courting down. So Louis Sakonoko working his way into putting together a pretty strong stat line here. He's got 5 kills now, hitting .444.
3 blockers up. Louis goes wrist away, catches the line this time. Great swing.
Served by Finn, and he pumps it long. That is the 10th service error here in this match for Hawaii. And just when they were starting to build at least a smidge of momentum, the service error hurts them. Middle set, Todd with the bash.
Great pass by Lady Choi there. Give Rosenthal a chance to set any one of 4 different hitters. Todd the choice that time. And he gets up, touches over 12 feet.
Here's Louis Sakonoko. 19 aces on the season for Louis. That's a good serve there. Diving past Varga. Outside, and Kondev is blocked. Good cover there, Hrstanovic. Nikolov will two-handed deep but long. And so Hawaii gets the point. Nikolov deciding to, instead of going with the traditional swing, two-handed deep, but it just drifted beyond the end line, and this crowd has been awakened. 14 serving 16, and Sakanoko serves it out.
Service error, number 11 for Hawaii now.
Here's Kondev to serve. What a pass there by Sakanoko. D-set Kearney, did he get a touch? No touch. Out ball, point Long Beach State. Well, they were up by 6. Hawaii trimmed it down to 2. And it's back to a 4-point advantage here for Long Beach. Oh, that was another incredible serve by Alex Kondev. He is firing missiles right now from the service line, and that will force a Charlie Wade timeout. Beach by 5. Kondev. Aces for Long Beach State, both coming off of the palm of Alex Kondev. Remember, a guy who has seen his usage rate increase because of the injury to Sotirios Chapanis, and boy, has he obliged C-Mac. Out of the Hawaii timeout.
Another great serve.
I mean, my goodness, high velo. That was some high velo by Finn Kearney. Kept on the beach side. Kondev the swing from the back row. And this guy is on a ferocious streak right now.
Like I said earlier, he's stepping into the shoes of a 3-time All-American. And the 3-time All-American Shapiris might not have a job when he gets healthy. Go figure that. Oh, man.
Something in the water in Sofia, Bulgaria, don't you think?
Yeah.
Just a freshman. 20 serving 14. Keeping the pressure on. Forcing the overpass. Nikolov the swing. And that was devastating.
Well, he went with a 4-man pad in there. Finn Kearney stepped in at the last minute to pass the ball, and unfortunately overpassed it. And Nikolov made them pay.
And you see smiles all around on the Long Beach State bench as Kondev finally proves his humanity by serving it into the twine. But what a run from the service line there for Alex Kondev.
Oh, by the way, he's having a pretty good hitting night. 7 kills,
Yeah.
hitting 500.
Yeah.
Only made 1 error.
So another steep climb here in front of Hawaii. Kai Taylor with the knuckle float serve. And then Darius McCraven off of some nectar from Nikolov. And Long Beach State cruising at the moment. 22 serving 15. And they have seemingly landed a couple of haymakers here on the Rainbow Warriors.
I cannot remember the last time we got to see a national team setter on the other team play against Hawaii.
Oh, Rosenthal over on 2.
And that might be another national team setter down the road in 2028 in the LA Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, they could be playing against each other, opposite sides of the net. In significant roles, maybe. Maybe that's what the future holds. Nikolov, Hrstanovic off the hands and out. Hrstanovic now with 9 kills. That leads everybody. Long Beach State closing in, and here's Moni Nikolov to serve.
Hrstanovic is so efficient. Oh, by the way, he's hitting .615.
Long Beach State as a team hitting .632 in this second set. What a pass there by Choi. Kearney blocked back. There were 3 blockers against him. So backside it goes. It's Rohr blocked back. He stumbles. Bump set from Sakanoko to Kearney from off the net. Roll shot. There's Nikolov on the save. Kondev the set to Hrstanovic through the block and down. How about an assist now for Kondev? And Long Beach State has set point here in the second.
Nice dig by Moni. Hrstanovic can do no wrong tonight, it seems. Nice little off-speed shot.
Give him double figures. 10 kills for Daniil. And now Nikolov, will he bring the flamethrower here on set point? Handled by Choi. Middle set Neusterer. Block slowed it down, so Nikolov goes backside. Little battle up there in resistance by Kearney, and a second time on a pogo stick. Able to redirect it. But it is still aloha ball here in set 2 for Long Beach State.
First block of the evening. Manoa Roofing Company has finally punched in.
You're going to need more of that, you would imagine. Nikolov, one hand back set, roll over by Varga. Great reaction by Choi, and then Finn Kearney. This time from the other pin, making a play. Finn Kearney is putting together a match here. He's got 7 kills, and he's been doing it in a couple of ways. There's Aleu Choi always doing it that way with the save. Still set point, though, for Long Beach. And the serve goes long, and that's how set 2 comes to a close. Long Beach State hits 522 in the second. They're hitting 490 for the match. And they are in control here on the road in this Big West battle of co-leaders in the standings.
Contacts the ball at such a high point with that little flick of his wrist really makes it difficult for middle blockers to really guess what they're doing. He's just a complete all-around player and really the price of admission.
Yeah, I mean, he's setting the ball.
Take a break. It's intermission in a sold-out Manoa.
Statistics, Long Beach State, they have proven their mettle as the #1 team in the country. Hawaii has not held a lead at any point so far through 2 sets tonight, C-Mac.
It's been all Long Beach State. They've got to stay on, and it's got to be efficient. Tough task. Easier said than done.
I mean, Hawaii on its side, it is hitting 333 for the match, and there are some decent numbers behind Hawaii's effort, but they need to get off to a better start, and that is a good indication there as Adrian Rohr able to strike first, and that is Hawaii's first lead tonight at 1-0. So again, Ofek Hazan getting the start at middle here in set 3. Overpass forced on the Rosenthal serve. But then Finn Kearney is denied there on the overpass, and it was Moni Nikolov who provided the resistance.
Look how he reaches up and over. He's
goodness.
6'8", long arms. Oh, man.
I tell you what, he lives up to the hype and then some.
I would totally agree.
When you see him in person, it is striking just how talented this guy is. That serve tickled the tape. Cross-court set. Finn Kearney through the triple block and down. So Finn Kearney with his 8th kill. Getting the start tonight in place of Christian Tetrisky. Out after rolling his ankle late in that night 2 match against CSUN in California last week. No telling when he is going to be back. The official listing is day-to-day. Nikolov goes middle. That's Braun. Block slowed it down. It was Hazan who got a piece. And then Hazan goes on the offensive.
Here's a guy who's been sitting the better in the 3rd set. He's got to be happy.
Meanwhile, service error. Adrian Rohr sends it into the netting. And that has been a bugaboo here tonight for Hawaii. 13 service errors as a squad.
Error number 5 for Rohr alone.
He has hit a rough patch there from the service line. Meanwhile, that crawls over. How about the reaction there by Hazan? Sakanoko the swing, and he is denied. Ben Braun in the thick of things, but you had a whole lot of hands up on the beach side of the net.
You can see why this Long Beach State team is the top 2 in the country in blocking. Almost 3 blocks per set they average.
And that's an ace. An ace by Skylar Varga. 22 aces on the year coming into tonight. 3 straight points for Long Beach State. And it just seems like that's what they do. They can score in bunches. You talk about the blocking numbers. second in the country, but also 5th nationally in opponent hitting percentage, which of course is tied in some respects to those blocking numbers, which is another reason why Hawaii can feel at least slightly encouraged maybe by the hitting percentage they put together for the match here.
Yeah, I think Long Beach State holds their opponents, what, 190 or something like that? Is that?
193 to be exact. Yeah. Here's Hazan, 4 serving 4. That one just creeps over the net. Back set. You got one-on-one situation there for Hrstanovic. Now it's Kearney cross court and wide. And no touch up front.
Ooh, we had a split block there. But just trying to get too much out of it.
And so Ben Braun on the serve. Pass by Rohr. Rosenthal sets up Kearney. Blocked back onto the Hawaii side. Rosenthal this time the other way. It's Sakanoko. Lights it up. And we're tied at 5.
Louis on the night only had 11 sets. I think he's hoping that he gets a few more sent his way because he's feeling pretty good. Before the game, he said, "Oh, I'm so fired up, I can hardly hold it myself together."
Middle set, McCraven hits it long. And Darius McCraven with his first hitting error. And Hawaii jumps back in front. Yeah, Finn Kearney, you talk about attempts. He's actually leading everybody on the floor with 21 swings here so far tonight. And now from the service line, gets it in for an ace. It was basically a whiff in the back row by Skylar Varga. He let it by at the last moment. Third ace for Hawaii.
Long Beach State respecting Finn's serve by passing with 4 passers.
That time Varga handles it. Back set, a little wonky there. Dig by Choi. Here's Sakanoko off the hands and out. Oh, just barely, but it's going to be overruled by the R1. So the line judge called it out. The R1, Troy Gravitt, overruled it and said that it was off the hands and in on the Hawaii side. So Long Beach State gets the point. And now Hrstanovic to bring it across. So this sellout crowd, they have been waiting patiently for some reason to once again get to explosive volume levels, and right now that knob is steadily turning upward.
As you said earlier, Hawaii's barely been in the lead tonight except for this third set.
8 serving 6. Back set, Hrstanovic, 2-hand punch-up save by Choi. Back row, Sakanoko. And now Hawaii has a little something going here in set 3.
Did I tell you Louis has some adrenaline going? He's really got it going now. Nice dig by Leo Choi. And here's Louis out of the back row, just unloading.
Yeah. With some high heat there from Louis. Now back to serve once again. Making sure he gets it in this time. Middle set, McCraven crushes it.
That serve is a little bit too easy. Louis patting his chest saying, "My fault." Ball passed right up to the net where Moni Nikolov can do whatever he wants.
Here's Kondev. His serve has caused Hawaii all kinds of issues here tonight. Kearney goes off the block. Nikolov the swing, off the hands. Sakanoko the save. Middle set, Todd unloads. Hawaii up 10-7.
This is like a new Hawaii team here in set number 3. Really aggressive defensively, aggressive offensively.
And now Justin Todd with the serve. It's a good one. Nikolov going outside. Varga. And that may have been an out ball played by Sakanoko. As Varga gets the kill.
I think he might have thought there was a touch in the block. That's why he went for it. Comes another jump floater in McCraven.
Good pass that time by Sakanoko. D-set. Kearney down the line and in. So Finn Kearney gaining confidence seemingly with almost every swing.
He's getting, as you said earlier, he's getting set a lot of balls tonight. That's his 23rd swing.
And it's Tread Rosenthal now to serve. Hrstanovic on the D set by Nikolov. He put that thing in a right position, and now Nikolov back to serve.
Tough to get 2 blockers up on that guy. Nikolov just gives him such a sweet set.
And here he is to serve. Oh, the toss was a bad one. From his knees, Rosenthal sets up Hazan. That was incredible.
With all due respect to Moni Nikolov, that might have been the set of the night. Here we get to see it again, down on the knees. Hazan ready to go. Long Beach State, I think, caught a little off guard there.
And Ofek Hazan has brought some energy and injected something here into this Hawaii side. Back set, Varga through the block, one-hand save, Rosenthal, set to Kearney. And it'll be played back by the beach. Bump set, goes out to Hrstanovic, and that finds the floor. Daniil Hrstanovic with 12 kills, hitting .476. Just a fat number.
You know, I think 4 of those 12 kills have been on off-speed shots. He doesn't swing hard all the time, only when he has to.
Yeah, just a smart hitter. Going pin to pin, too, on some of these attempts. Rosenthal goes middle. That connection not quite there. Here's Rohr, wipes the hands before setting up Louis. Through 3 blockers. The French connection comes through again.
I tell you, Louis was facing about as big a block as Long Beach State can put up. 6'11", 6'8", 6'7". He just flat out won that battle.
And now Ofek Hazan, the 6'6" freshman from Israel. A tough float serve outside. Kondev. I mean, you can see that for the Bulgarian national team perhaps at some point, where it is Nikolov to Kondev all day, every day.
Yeah. Or going to the other Nikolov. Take your pick.
You might have Christian Tatrisky on the other side. You're right.
Well.
It's an embarrassment of riches there. Volleyball talent in Bulgaria at this moment in time. Sakanoko somehow pulls it off. All smiles for Louis. One of the most non-volatile kills he's ever gotten. And here's Kearney on the serve. Outside, Kondev got the touch. I mean, it is clockwork right now with this guy. He's up to 9 kills with just 1 error. He is hitting .571.
It's so typical of Long Beach State, hitting for big offensive numbers.
Yeah, they're at 385 right now in the second set. Or this third set, I should say. They've only committed 1 hitting error as a team. Here's Rohr from the back row. And it got returned to sender. That Long Beach block looming, and Nikolov, the biggest aspect of it.
I think he had both paws on that one.
The 6'8" listing for height seems extremely modest.
Yeah.
Rosenthal sets up Kearney, tools the block, and Finn Kearney is up to double figures in kills. He's got 10. And Hawaii gets the 15 first in the third, trying to avoid a sweep here in this Big West battle at the top. Welcome back. Maybe a bit of a bounce back for Louis Sakonoko. Some lean numbers last week in Northridge, but he's been coming through here so far tonight, C-Mac.
9 kills, 3 errors, hitting 400. Charlie Way's been waiting for that number to show up week after week. Hoping outside hitters can get it going. Adrian Rohr also hitting 333.
See the official attendance numbers tonight through the turnstile, 9,962. It is a packed house. It has been electric at times. Sakonoko out of the timeout, though, serves it long. And that is a bit of a momentum killer. You start to hear some of the moans and groans from the fans. Hawaii trying to fend off a sweep here against the #1 team in the land. And Kondev, who has a pair of aces, gives it right back to Hawaii.
Becoming a battle of attrition as far as service aces go. Who's going to get the serve in and force the other team to earn a side out? We'll see if Justin Todd can do that.
6'8" redshirt freshman from Houston, Texas. And curls over outside. Varga blocked back by Rosenthal. On the second touch, Kondev trying to lay into it, but he misses the floor, and Hawaii able to dodge a bullet there.
I like the idea. He had I don't think he had any blockers up. Caught Hawaii's defense off guard. He just missed the court.
And now Kai Taylor in to serve. Yeah, Hawaii getting fortunate perhaps on that sequence, but up 3 here in set 3. Nikolov going D-set. Hrstanovic! And Adrian Rohr says, au contraire, mon frère.
Breaking out the French tonight, Canoa.
Timeout, Long Beach State. Hawaii up 4. Oh, it was a blast from the pass during that timeout. The rubber man himself, Alan Hackbart, back in the stands. The camera caught a glimpse of him, and well, as if he was queued up, he went running down the staircase and started doing his thing.
Oh, man.
Got the crowd riled up. Hawaii up 4 here out of the timeout. McCraven, that one pinballs around. Rohr gets a swing out of it, and Adrian Rohr gets his 8th kill.
Nice dig by Rosenthal once again. He's leading the bows and digging tonight with plays like that. And there's Rohr snapping it high and hard.
Hawaii just playing so much better on the defensive front, keeping balls off the floor. Up by 5. Back row, it's Kondev. So many options here for Moni Nikolov. And that time he goes to Alex Kondev, one of the hot hands. So Kondev joins the double-figure club. He has 10 kills. Ryan Peluso, the service sub. And it's a good one. And it's an ace. How about that?
So about an hour, and all of a sudden he's asked to go in and serve, and he delivers an ace. Impressive. Young man from Orlando, Florida.
Who has only played in 15. Netcam got hit, not ours. Not that we still don't care about it. Over on 2 goes Rosenthal. Good diving save there to keep it alive by Hrstanovic. Rosenthal with that side delivery to Hazan. That was more of a handoff than a set.
That was a thing of beauty. Watch how many blockers he takes with it. 2 blockers go up with Fred Rosenthal that time. What a delivery and what a celebration by Ahofek Hazan.
Hazan, who was called into action when Justin Todd went down for several matches, played really well. Started the year as one of the starters at the middle blocker position. He has provided a spark for Hawaii. Here's Varga blocked back. Nikolov sets up Varga again, and he goes with 2 hands and dunks it down.
What a smart play. Almost every outside hitter for Long Beach State really knows how to find the donut in the back row if they got a tight set at the net.
Well, here he is. Moni Nikolov. That was a blasty blast, pumped up in the air there by Kearney. Bump set, it's Finn by the triple block, dug up there by Larson. Varga tips it deep, pinballed around, diving second touch there by Choi. The Beach scrambling, and they send a freebie back over. Diving pass again, Choi Roar with the tip, and it's returned. What is the call here? What is the call here? They're going to have a discussion.
I think there might have been an inadvertent whistle.
Troy Gravitt, the R1, and Dixon Chun going to talk this over. I did not see any demonstrative gesture as to what the call was. Hawaii started celebrating. They thought Long Beach State had touched it 4 times, but there wasn't a final call made.
This is a big call here.
And what they're going to call is that it ultimately goes down on the Hawaii side. And it's going to be a Long Beach State point, and I don't think that's going to make Charlie Wade all too happy.
He's going to challenge.
So Charlie Wade is going to issue a challenge there on the play. That was squirrely all around.
The initial call is ball return in on 3 contacts. Point Long Beach State. Hawaii's jacking 4 contacts by the Beach.
So let's see here.
So Charlie Wade's thinking that Long Beach State touch. There's 1 touch right there. Oh, 1, 2. There's 2 touches.
Oh yeah, looked like a double right there.
Yeah. There's 3. There's 2-handed. There's 4. There's, I count 5. How many did you count, Canoa? Oh man.
All right. Well, while Dixon Chun takes a look at this, let's check in with Ryan Kalesuji. Ryan.
4 touches.
Oh, let's see.
After review, calls overturned.
And yes, they do rule 4 contact, so the call is overturned. Hawaii gets the point. And cue the crowd. That was one of the greats, Chaz Galloway, in the house.
He's got his tea leaf going on.
I mean, you got some greatness in here.
Taylor Averill, we got Jakob Tella.
Yeah, Taylor Averill, who's the honorary captain tonight. Of course, former Hawaii middle. Won bronze with Team USA in the Paris Olympics and was named the best middle blocker of the Olympics. And of course, Chaz Galloway, who was the high-flying outside, part of 2 national championship teams for Hawaii.
Here comes another challenge. This time now, Alan Knife is challenging the Hawaii net. Got a net violation.
It is kind of like the challenge of the challenge, but he's going to challenge that there was a net violation.
I'm going to challenge both challenges. Oh, and the boos are starting to come out. You knew that at some point tonight the boos would
it's
come out.
Hawaii Long Beach State, so wherever this match takes place, they could play this match in Antarctica, and like the polar bears and the penguins would boo somebody along the way.
That's right.
Hawaii and Long Beach, man, it never ceases to amaze. You always have some quirkiness. You always have some strangeness. And here we are again with that last sequence. And I think the facial expression sort of tells the story. Like, what's been going on?
You know, Long Beach State has played 80 sets this year. They won.
One of the things he said that I thought was really fantastic, that he described the atmosphere in here. By then, we had already known that you had a couple of sellouts on the horizon here this weekend, and we'll keep an eye on this to see if there was any net violation by Hawaii. But Alan Knipe saying he feels like it's one of the great privileges of his coaching career is to be involved with this rivalry, because whenever Long Beach State does come here, and that is not to diminish the incredible environment when Hawaii goes to the Pyramid, but obviously with the amount of people that we have in the house tonight, Alan Knipe said it's one of the great experiences in all of volleyball, not just college volleyball, but volleyball on a global level. He says, I feel so privileged and honored to be a part of this rivalry. And I thought celebrates volleyball on a level that is not seen really anywhere else around the world. This guy knows a little bit about volleyball on a global level. Taylor Averill, not wearing his bronze medal. I kind of hope he was would maybe walking with the bronze around.
Maui, he did clinics at both places.
All right, so here we go. What's the call? The original call stands. Well, actually, the original overturned call stands.
Right.
So we have had 8 challenges in this match. Hawaii has won 3, lost 1. Long Beach State has won 2, lost 2, and we return to action. Hawaii up 4. Nikolov backside. It's Varga blocked back. He punches it up in the air. Scramble time for the Beach, and an opportunity knocking for Hawaii. Back row roar off the block, and it'll be returned. Choi with the first touch. Rosenthal backside. Kearney deposits it, and Hawaii up a handful. And another timeout for Long Beach State. This place is on fire. Playing in place of the injured Christian Tetrisky at his more natural position, you'd have to say, at least prior to his arrival in Manoa, the opposite hitter spot. 11 kills, hitting .222, getting a lot of swings, but helping out in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think he's more than answered the call.
Outside, Hrstanovic pumps it long. Was there a touch? No touch. And Hawaii with its largest lead of this match. Remember, in the first 2 sets, they never at any point even held a lead. 23 serving 17. Adrian Rohr with the serve. Took a little something off. Nikolov goes outside. Hrstanovic, the push dink, diving save Rosenthal. Hazan sets up Louis. 2-hand attempt is blocked. He gets it right back. The quick spring. And the Beach now on the attack. High ball goes to Varga. 3 blockers up. And it finds the floor. Diving effort there by Leu Choi. And the Hawaii players signaling for the floor wipers.
Long Beach State uncanny in how they can find the floor on their off-speed shots. I like that. Varga used to hitting on the right side. He was the opposite last year. The left side this year.
And again, Louis Sakanoko pitching in on these floor wiping duties.
He loves to do that, doesn't he? I think in his next life he wants to be a floor wiper.
So Hawaii with the big advantage here, trying to fend off a sweep. Skylar Varga the serve. Choi with the first touch. Rosenthal goes backside to Kearney, and he's able to touch it off the block and into the pin. That one came out a little weird out of the hands of Tread Rosenthal. But the final result is an aloha ball for Hawaii in set 3, and this sellout crowd is standing, not for a match point, for a set point. Something CMAC has always clamored for. To send it to a 4th. Kainoa Wade, the serving sub. Middle set, Braun will be played back. Rohr going up top to Sakanoko, jousts above the tape. Now Rosenthal with a chance here. Back row to Rohr, off the block and out. And Hawaii will not be swept tonight. The Rainbow Warriors take it 25-18, and this sellout crowd will get at least a 4th set. Welcome back. So we head to a fourth set.
Ball went to his knees. He got that to Hazan. So Opek's having some fun. And then there's the one where Fred Roosevelt takes 2 blockers with him.
And so can Hawaii maintain this momentum? That offense for Hawaii in set 3 was pretty spread out. You had 5 kills for Finn Kearney. You had 4 kills for Adrian Rohr. The 3 we mentioned for Opek Hazan, and 4 kills for Louis Sakanoko.
Yeah, the offense being well distributed by Fred Rosenthal, as usual.
Series record. This is the 101st meeting between Hawaii and Long Beach State. They last met last year, and of course Hawaii will argue for good reason that they weren't at full power. That was a Sans Spiros Hakas stage of the season for the Rainbow Warriors, but Long Beach State really good again last year. Won the regular season title in the Big West, went to the national championship match against UCLA and finished as the national runner-up as they get back to work. And it is that connection between the 2 Bulgarians in Moni Nikolov and Alex Kandev delivering.
Well, so 2 Hawaii blockers committed on the middle, leaving an open net for Kandev.
Kandev up to 11 put-downs. Here is Moni to serve. Down the line, the pass there by Kearney. Right side set, it's Rohr, cross court and down. Nice little putty there by Adrian Rohr.
He saw the block well lined up on down the line, so he took the cross court and a late closing middle blocker in Ben Braun.
So Adrian Rohr up to 11 kills. He's hitting .450. Making sure he gets these serves in. Outside, Hrstanovic got blocked and roped. Finn Kearney saying, "Apole."
One of the rare times Hawaii's been able to slow down Hrstanovic. He's had such a great night. 12 kills, hitting .333.
Back row, Kandev just hammering it off of the Hawaii resistance. He's up to 12 kills. This guy has been really difficult to deal with.
He only had 14 appearances prior to this, the Irvine series. I got to think that it was a battle between him and a 3-time All-American, and he lost temporarily that battle.
Finn Kearney through the block and down. So these 2 teams right now trading blows here early on in the 4th. Long Beach preseason pick to win the Big West Conference. Hawaii preseason pick to finish 3rd. Right now they're the co-leaders, each at 5-1 coming in. And how about that play by Hrstanovic? There was nowhere for him to go. He was caught in a phone booth there. Louis Sakanoko had him eclipsed, and he still was able to swipe it off Louis' hands to get the point.
And that's not the only time he's done that tonight with his off-speed shots. Like I said earlier, probably 1/3 of his kills tonight are on off-speed shots.
Yeah, just a lot of creativity there for Hrstanovic. Here's Justin Todd, got blocked back. Todd a second time, grazes the block. Bumps at Nikolov to Kandev, hits it out. No touch. And a rare error for Alex Kandev, just his 3rd of the match. Hawaii back in front by 1.
I don't think you're going to see Alan Knipe right there use up his last challenge just yet.
Yeah, got 1 more here, unless this goes to a 5th, of course, and they add another. Kandev denied. Fred Rosenthal returning it to sender.
Hawaii's block basically absent the first 2 sets. Now all of a sudden coming alive.
Hawaii with 2 challenges on its side, if you were wondering. This one winds up on the Hawaii side, and Todd is blocked. Dierys McCraven was ready, waiting, and able. Oh, a golden opportunity there for Hawaii. What do you think about that decision by Justin to try to go take a crack at it?
I think he was a little bit too far off the net there to take a bang at that. He should have passed it up and run a play.
Outside, here's Sakonoko, blocked back. Rosenthal goes the other way now to Kearney, cross court. The dig there, Hrstanovic. Varga to the pin, and Kondev puts it into the middle of that Hawaii floor.
Well, in the old days, that second ball, that set would have been called. It was spinning like a helicopter, like a top.
Are we getting a challenge of some sort?
Initial ball is called down by Long Beach State. No man. Hawaii is tackling net ball Long Beach.
And Long Beach State holding its team-wide huddle there right on the sideline, like halfway onto the playing surface. And it is a Hawaii-issued challenge. They are challenging that there was a net violation there by Long Beach State on that sequence. Again, Hawaii with 2 challenges remaining here, pending this result.
Oh, yeah, there it is. You saw the net. I think it was McCraven.
It is senior night tomorrow for Hawaii. It is the symbolic aloha for a class of 5 players. That includes Kurt Nusterer, who has joined the fray. But it's not the last time you'll be able to watch this Hawaii team play in this building, because they are going to be hosting in the postseason the Big West Conference Championship Tournament.
And dare I say that that tournament will be better than the national championship?
Well, Charlie wins the challenge. And so Hawaii gets the point. Instead of 5-5, it's 6 serving 4.
Don't buy any tickets to Columbus, Ohio, by the way. Just get a ticket to the arena here for the Big West Championship.
I mean, you can make that argument almost every year, right? Big West volleyball, especially at that top level, especially in the postseason. Some of the best volleyball that is available at the collegiate level, if not the best. As Sakonoko, out of that pause in the action, serves it into the twine. That is the 15th service error for Hawaii tonight. And now Alex Kondev, who has a pair of aces to serve. Crawls over the net, give him a 3rd ace. He's got 3 of a kind.
And we thought that Moni Nikolov would be setting the tone tonight for service aces. Instead, it's his countryman, Alex Kondev, who's putting on a show.
He now has 18 aces on the season, had 15 coming in, 6 all. But the toss was a little off target that time. And he gives the point back to Hawaii. Finn Kearney, by the way, given 14 kills here in this match, hitting 300. That ties his season, thus career high, which took place against Catawba. That was on the road, remember. That Carolina trip for Hawaii, that was back in February. Oh, that was pummeled by Hrstanovic. My goodness, he is up to 14 kills as well.
He's proving once again that he does have a hard shot. He's not all about the soft touches and off-speed shots. He can hammer as well as anybody in the arena.
7 serving 7. McCraven doing the honors and sends it out. That is service error number 14 for Long Beach State. Hawaii trailing 2-1, trying to see if they can force a 5th. And Long Beach out of system. How about that set, though, giving Varga at least a chance, but nothing doing. That Hawaii front line, led by Ofek Hazan, wasn't having it.
What a set from Nikolov that time. Side setting from about 35 feet away. Look at this, runs backwards, back set or side set to the net.
9 serving 7. Good pass there, Varga. Middle set, and Braun laying the lumber. Out of Palm Desert High School, where he lettered in volleyball, water polo, track and field, and basketball. Before heading to Ohio State.
There's also an Eagle Scout, by the way. Did you know that?
We've got a few on either side, huh?
We do. Alex Parks.
And a service error there by Nikolov. Again, the toss a little too far out in front, it appeared.
Anytime that Hawaii can get Nikolov to only serve one time, it's like a moral victory.
I feel like we said that a lot when his brother was in the Long Beach State uniform a few years ago. There's Braun again. So Ben Braun with 4 kills on 10 swings. The middles just kind of getting in where they fit in, hitting for high percentages per usual.
His dad, Chris, was a national team alternate.
Yeah, played at Stanford, right? Here's Sakonoko. Did he get a touch? There was a net violation called by Dixon Chun across the way. And so it's going to be a point for Hawaii. So 11 serving 9, and Ofek Hazan to serve. Two-hand pass there, Varga. Oh, how about that back set, Hrstanovic. And he just dunks it down over the Sakonoko block attempt. Okay, that set was pretty incredible.
Yeah, as usual.
I mean, you see it on...
How can you not be entertained by this guy?
I mean, you see it online, you see it in video, highlight montages, but seeing it in person, seeing Moni Nikolov doing some of his usual stuff in person, is kind of a different story. How about that save by Varga guarding the back line? Hrstanovic over a triple block. Saved by Rohr doing the same. Here's Sakonoko, cross court and wide. Oh, it appeared to be there for him. Calibration just a little off.
He thought he had it. Area 4 to area 4.
We are tied at 11. Here's Bainev. Played previously at Long Beach City College. Diving past their Rohr. Cross-court set. Sakonoko to Kearney. Louis, wow!
I never thought he could reach that far. That was a long way to set the ball. Not even our Carrie Ambrosic could set that far when she was playing.
I think she could have. I've got your back, Carrie.
She was good, but I don't think she was that good. That was a long way. It was like a 55-foot set. Oh, my goodness.
Our statistician, Carrie Ambrosic. Give her more credit than that, C-Mac. Served by Kearney goes into the net.
No, even she might admit that that's a long way from set the ball on a dime.
Well, we're tied at 12 here. Hrstanovic the serve, and that was well beyond the end line. And now we're starting to see a little bit of gesticulation through the net here. Maybe a couple of word exchanges at this juncture of the match.
Watch out, Nikolov in the front row right now. He's a threat to be an attacker.
And Louis is going to serve. That one skips off the tape. Nikolov goes middle. McCraven into the net. And Hawaii up 2 here. 14 serving 12.
Not very often do Nikolov and McCraven not connect. Look at McCraven's numbers on the year. On sets from Nikolov, he's hitting 455.
Yeah, hitting 167 though here in this match. He's got a couple of hitting errors. 14 serving 12. Sakonoko ramping up the velocity a little bit. D-set, Hrstanovic, no blocker in the area, but Choi with the save. Here's Rohr, 3 blockers against him. Hrstanovic pops it straight up. Kondev able to get a swing out of it. Took a little something off though. Here's Kearney. a new season high night for Finn Kearney. He's up to 16 kills. Hawaii gets to 15 first in the fourth. How much has this guy stepped up his game when Hawaii has needed him most? A new season high for Finn Kearney, 16 kills, hitting .344, filling in at that opposite pin hitter position for Christian Tetrisky. And you said something to me during the break after that last kill that got Hawaii to 15.
Well, rally in, and I said, you know what? That was Tetrisky-like. And that's how Christian would have ended the rally high and hard.
Finn Kearney being terminal here tonight. Out of the timeout, Sakonoko the serve. Hawaii up 3. Back row Varga. Dug up by Sakonoko. Hawaii able to keep it off the floor. Outside, Kondev. And just too much sheer force off the Hawaii hands and out. And Long Beach State gets the point. We have another season high. Tread Rosenthal has a season high in digs. He's got 11 of those here this evening.
Leads everyone on the floor.
So 13 serving 15. Kondev the serve, and he blasts it long. And now all of a sudden it's Long Beach State committing a series of service errors. They have 17 now in the match.
Well, Alan Knight's got to be thinking, you know what? The last time, the only match we lost this year, we served out 22 times. Is this going to be a rerun? He's got to be thinking some thoughts along those lines.
Nikolov, D-set, Hrstanovic. And he gets it inside of that Adrian Rohr proposed block. Hrstanovic is just beasting. So he's matching Finn Kearney. These two opposites, they are dueling right now, each with 16 kills, each with 5 hitting errors. They're separated by 1 attempt as far as attempts go tonight. I mean, they're canceling each other out. Here's Rohr, blocked and roofed. Moni Nikolov shutting the door.
He stands next to Ben Braun, who's 6'11". Don't they look about the same?
I think he's looking Tread Rosenthal eye to eye. Tread Rosenthal also listed at 6'11". Yeah, I'm with you. And that's going to be an ace. And that's going to be ace number 2 for Ryan Peluso. So he has come in as a service sub, and he has delivered. We're tied at 16. Welcome back, Moni Nikolov. There's the stat line: 35 assists, 3 kills, 4 blocks, 5 digs. We'll fill up the stat sheet. Peluso with the serve. It's caused a problem for Hawaii, but going over on 2 is Trent Rosenthal, and they needed that. Hawaii able to reclaim the lead, trying to force a 5th set.
The ball passed close to the net at 6'11". He saves it. Somebody that's like 5'10" in the old days? Not so much. With all due respect to Joe Worsley and
sure. Kind of a different animal, though, with setters the size of the 2 that we see on the floor tonight. Nikolov going cross-court. Here's Varga, the tip over the block. Diving save, Rosenthal. Give him another dig. Here's Kearney off the block and down on the Hawaii side. 3 beach blockers against Finn Kearney that time.
Not a fair fight, is it? It's like being in a very dark closet. Not many places to go. He tried to go high hands, but the high hands are higher than normal that he would normally see. 9
total blocks now for the beach compared to 5 for Hawaii. Hawaii getting 3 of those 5 in this 4th frame. And it is Moni Nikolov to serve. What a pass there by Sakonoko. Backside, Rohr got the touch.
70-mile-an-hour heater that time from Nikolov.
You have to say, though, and there's still some volleyball remaining tonight, possibly a whole lot more if this goes to a fifth. But to this point, Hawaii has handled Moni Nikolov about as well as you could have hoped for.
I would agree. I would agree.
Rohr curls it over. Overpass. Chance for Hawaii. Rosenthal backside. Kearney off the fingertips of the block. The save by Nikolov. So Kondev sets up Varga. There's the save by Rosenthal. Rohr to his fellow countryman. Sakonoko skips off the hands. Diving save Kondev. Here's Varga. Tips it down the line. There is Choi. Hawaii on the attack. Louis is blocked. It goes off the hands and into the pin, though. And it's going to be a Hawaii point. It ended up essentially being a joust above the net, and Louis won the joust. Goes off of Varga and into the pin. Hawaii is up by a pair.
Smart play by Louis that time to get in the joust, trying to work the grind dink off the block. There it is. Hand of Long Beach first, antenna next.
So timeout, Long Beach State. Getting you caught up on some of the numbers. Hawaii hitting 250 here in this fourth set. Finn Kearney leading the Hawaii side, 16 kills. You got Rohr with 12, Sakonoko with 11. On the other side, Long Beach State hitting 190 here through this fourth set. Remember, they were well above 400 each of the first two sets. Hrstanovic has 16 kills, Kondev with 13, Skylar Varga next closest. Is it something Long Beach is no longer doing? How do you view it, C-Mac?
I think Hawaii putting more pressure from behind the service line.
Braun goes off the Hawaii block and out, so Long Beach getting the point. Yeah, Hawaii at least getting the serves in at a higher frequency. They might not have as much pizzazz behind it, but they're getting rallies started.
And they're getting more touches in the block and more digs in the back row.
How about that pass there by Leo Choi? Back set. Kearney, did he get a touch? No touch is the call. It is an out call, so Long Beach State gets the point. And Charlie Wade asking Dixon Chun how he didn't see a touch. He felt like there was one. And we are going to have a challenge of some sort. So whether it was a touch on the ball or maybe a net violation is what Charlie Wade is going to challenge.
Yeah, net violation. I think this one should be pretty obvious. I mean, even I saw it without the slow motion.
So this is now the 10th challenge of the evening. Challenges that Long Beach came into the net on that last point. Hawaii so far has won 4, lost 1. Long Beach State has won 2, lost 2. So the 6th challenge by Charlie Wade. Let's see, was there a net? Ooh. Was there a net there, C-Mac? The net's shaking.
The net's shaking, but I didn't see anybody, run into it or put a forearm on the cable.
I mean, it wasn't the ball that hit the net. And Dixon Chun, this is a quick one.
Yeah, I think there was a violation.
And the net is called. So another challenge victory for Charlie Wade.
He's having a pretty good night, isn't he, for these challenges?
He's 5-1. That's a heck of a percentage. And so instead of this fourth set being tied at 19, it's Hawaii up 20, serving 18. Kainoa Wade is in and back to serve.
That was a big challenge win for sure.
Yeah, that changes the vibe here. Latter stage of the fourth. Wade sends it long, trying to put a little extra oomph behind it. And and gives the freebie to the Beach. Hawaii lost the first 2 sets, and you could argue whether or not they were even particularly competitive. But the Rainbow Warriors showing some grit here. Kearney, the tip shot, diving save by Braun. Nikolov going outside Kondev with some zip. And we're tied at 20.
Now it's just a game to 5. Teams play this game all the time. You look at any intercollegiate gym, men's volleyball or women's in the country, and it's who can win that game to 5.
Nikolov with the save there. Here's Hrstanovic through the block, saved by Rohr, and then a collision on the Hawaii side, but they're able to at least salvage it and play on. Outside Kondev pulverizes that offering. And it is Long Beach taking the lead that broke what was the 10th tie of set 4. And now Charlie Wade's going to want to talk things over as Hawaii signals for a timeout. Oh, that was a serious swing there in the momentum. As Long Beach State has scored the last 3 here, it's 21-20 in the 4th.
The biggest thing for Hawaii in that last exchange was after there's a challenge, there's been a long break in the action point, but in that particular case, I think it was better that he kept the ball in play with just a little bit taken off of it and forced Long Beach State to have to earn a point.
All right, well, with what this atmosphere really is like by comparison to some of the things that Taylor Averill, who plays at the highest of levels, has experienced, as Louis Sakanoko trying to take line, misses wide, and Long Beach State has scored 4 in a row. They're up 2, and now Hawaii is in a precarious position.
Well, Hawaii had it 2018, letting it slip away.
Oh, but Ben Braun gives Hawaii a point. And it is Finn Kearney to serve, the guy who was vaulted into action in place of a guy who was having an All-American-like season in Christian Tetrisky. Finn Kearney has played like one tonight. Gets the serve in. That's a great pass there by Larson. Outside, Kondev dug up over the net by Rohr, and it was easy pickings. Hrstanovic just places it down, and Long Beach State is closing in. And we're going to have another service sub here for Long Beach State. And it's going to be Dane Hillis, 6'3", redshirt junior from San Clemente, California. Not oft-used servers in a lot of these cases for Alan Knight, but they've been coming through. That set off the mark, and Kearney sets it into the string. And that was an unforced error that now backs Hawaii up against the wall here.
Yeah, that was a communication mix-up there between Kearney and Rosenthal. 2 guys that played a lot of international volleyball together.
And now the Beach serving to finish this thing off. Aloha ball for the match. Here's Kearney, blocked and roofed, and this one is over, and Long Beach State asserting its authority. Down 18-20 here in the 4th, and they spin it around, and they take this one in 4 to take over sole possession of first place in the Big West Conference. Outscoring Hawaii 7-1 to close out that 4th frame.
They were so steady, did not make many mistakes. They became much more efficient in the end. And they really took advantage of Hawaii's mistakes.
And the 2 friends from Sofia, Bulgaria, Christian Tetrisky and Moni Nikolov, with a few pleasantries, perhaps quote-unquote, there through the net. The guys who have a long history with one another, and the Hanaho rematch will take place tomorrow. You gotta love the grit that was shown by this Hawaii team in front of this sellout crowd. And the opportunity was there, C-Mac. You're up 20-18. Even without Christian Tetrisky, you're liking Hawaii's chances to force a 5th. But Long Beach State, part of the reason why they are what they are this year was what we saw down the stretch of that 4th frame.
Yeah, they're just they're so efficient offensively. They don't make many mistakes except unusual amount of serving errors tonight, but normally they're efficient in that area as well. And you know, they're so good at all those off-speed shots. How many of the off-speed shots do we see tonight that dropped in the donut in the middle of the court? Uncanny.
All right, well, Bank of Hawaii with 13. He had a block and a service ace. He had a lot of honorable mention options as well. Daniil Hershtanovich had 17 kills, hit 364 for the Beach. Alex Kondev was fantastic again. Finn Kearney, a couple of mistakes there down the stretch in that fourth set. But overall, it was a Herculean effort on the part of this freshman. 17 kills. He ultimately hit 237.
First time all year he's got a chance to play opposite his old position.
Taking a few moments here to talk to the officials, both the R1 and the R2 in Troy Gravitt and Dixon Chun right there at center court. Not exactly sure. It feels like a match where, as Charlie was alluding to, Hawaii took a while to find any kind of traction. Long Beach State was just sort of running the show, not really even feeling too much pressure from Hawaii through 2 sets. And then you saw some of that character proving its worth as the #1 team in the country. That was a lot of fun. Tomorrow night, the Hanaho rematch. Don't forget, it is also senior night. The post-game show will take the reins after this. But for now, for Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy on behalf of the rest of our Spectrum Sports crew. Until next time.
Highlights Hawaii Long Beach State. We start off with the Beach's outstanding Dan Hershtanovich, who had a terrific night for the Beach. He came away with a team-high 17 kills, hit 364 on the night, and his teammate was just as good all night long. Alex Kondev, another Bulgarian, was carrying the heavy lifting. 15 kills, hit 440. He also had 3 service aces and a couple of blocks to add to his ledger. Finn Kearney getting the start in place of the injured Christian Petrisky, and the freshman responded with a season high and a career high 17 kills on 38 swings. Kearney hit 237 on the night, and he added 3 blocks. They always say the serving and passing is the difference in a match, and tonight the serving game belonged to the #1 team in the country, Long Beach State, as Long Beach had 6 aces on the night to go along with 18 service errors. But it wasn't just the aces, it was forcing the out of system. Long Beach State comes in and takes care of business, knocking off Hawaii in a 4, 25-21, 18, 18-20. He's up for us here on this Aloha Friday special. Thanks for a terrific, hardworking, outstanding, and multiple-time award-winning Spectrum Sports crew, and for my broadcast partners, Ryan and James. I'm